All right, folks, we're ready to jump in here. I've got my Artefex panel here, my all-in-one panel, oil primed linen with a medium texture. And before I get going, normally what I do is I'll do my drawing directly on there. I'll transfer from another drawing. But as some of you may know that maybe you're familiar with my work, is I usually tend to experiment with like a really rich, dark ground underneath because I like to play around with transparency in the shadows, for instance. And so today I'm going to experiment with a mix that I've been curious about to get some really rich, warm tones. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a stain on this essentially, and let that dry, and then we'll do our drawing directly into that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get into the process. So here we go. Without further ado, let's go. So one of the things I want to mention right out the gate as I'm staining this is that one of the benefits to working on a well-primed, especially an oil-primed surface, is that it takes the paint much more readily. On cheaper canvases or surfaces that haven't been primed properly, or maybe sometimes with a thinner acrylic ground, the paint absorbs into it really quickly, and you really find that you have to fight to get enough paint down onto the surface to build that up. And so immediately this just takes it super well. My paint flows really well, and it's a nice smooth surface to paint on, so I'm excited to get going. Hey folks, welcome back. So we're gonna jump in here today, and what I've got here is one of the Artefex panels here, and it's 16 by 24. It's had linen mounted on it and then oil primed, and then I've done an additional stain on top of that to set up for my underpainting. Can't really see too well in the video, but I've already done my drawing on here that I've transferred from a smaller drawing that I'll show in another clip here. But today what we're going to do is we're going to start to develop the underpainting. We're going to start to build up the shadows and the lights and just start to bring this thing to life and wrestle with it a little bit. And so I'll be taking you through that process. So stick around, hope you enjoy. Okay, we're back. All right. So what we have so far is my first primary pass that I've completed on this painting, and we're going to jump into the next layer of things here, which is going to be working with the glazes, building up more texture, going after pushing the chroma in certain areas. I'm going to develop a little bit of an environmental feature in the back here, and you can sort of see how I go about doing that through various different methods. And we're going to be glazing, we're going to be sanding, scraping, we're going to be adding in a lot of texture and maybe using a little bit of impasto medium. But all in all, this next layer is to really pull all of these elements together and get this thing to have a little bit more drama, really pop off of the surface and polish it off. And so yeah, hope you're enjoying so far. Let's get busy.